Well, I did it again. I bought another plant. But this time, I bought another plant when I was on vacation traveling. So you know what that means. I somehow have to fly home with the plant.
What you get, Nicole?
Say the plant. So I'm gonna walk you through the entire process of packing my plant, making sure that it's safe as I carry it through the airport, boarding the plane, and disembarking and eventually making it back here to my lovely home. But yeah, so while I was in New York, I fell in love with this plant. It's one that I've never seen before. And yeah, I immediately just, spontaneously bought it without thinking about how I have nothing to bring it back. So yeah. But it really doesn't have to be this crazy stressful experience. It's actually quite easy, and honestly I found it to be pretty just like chill. Honestly, no one really said anything. I got a few weird looks because my leaves were coming out of my bag, but other than that, pretty smooth experience, and the plant did great. There's nothing like the feeling of buying a brand new plant, but it can get stressful and a little overwhelming when you're trying to figure out how to pack it, how to bring it back home while you're flying back. We're gonna just break this whole thing down, and I hope this helps someone out there bring back their brand new plant baby home. I will say one thing that you need to be thinking about before you go out and buy plants on your travels is to make sure that you think about size, because obviously you cannot go out and buy like a palm tree. There's no way you're fitting that on the plane, and there's no way that can be your personal item. So just be really wary. Even if you fall so deeply in love with a palm tree, there's no way you're getting that boy home. So just think about what you have and what you can travel with, and also what you feel comfortable with, and go from there. I like to just only do like one. I was a little bit nervous about getting multiple, so that's why I brought one plant with me home. I like to make it more like my personal item just so I can keep my eyes on it, because I don't want it to go up above as a carry-on, because I'm more worried about bags possibly maybe during turbulence sliding around and maybe hitting my plants and sadly crushing them. So let's get into it of how I packed my plant to get it here safely. Like I said before, I didn't have any idea that I was going to be buying plants when I went out to New York, and so I didn't have any bags or anything to protect the plant. So as I was out and about in good old New York, I ended up finding a reusable bag, some tissues that I basically used at the hotel, and like a plastic wrap that I taped together. So I'll show you guys how I packed my plant by unboxing my plant from my travels back home. Because I forgot to record it when I was actually in New York because I was in a mad dash to the airport. But it'd be like that sometimes, but I'm just gonna show you guys now here. So this is my beautiful philodendron. I always say that wrong, so don't come after me, you crazy expert plant people. This is how I packed it for my personal item. So I basically just put my purse in this nice reusable grocery bag, and then in the bottom I had found in someone's recycling bin basically some cardboard to give it extra stability. Cardboard here in the bottom of the bag, and then have my reusable bag, and then put my purse in the bag just to fill up some space. And then I had my little plant nicely placed right up top here. Honestly, it was super chill. We didn't have any spillage or anything. Little guy didn't tip over, except for when we went through security, just because the flaps are super heavy. So what I did here was I wrapped this plastic around just to protect the leaves. This plant, I would say, is pretty like durable in general, so I wasn't too worried about like the leaves falling off, but I didn't want it like just smacking around, So I ended up using some tape. Give me a second. So yeah, I ended up taping it and wrapping around the plant. And then all I did was take some tissue paper from my hotel and basically just put it around the base of the pot. Make sure you're really gentle with this because you don't want to like hurt the plant's roots or anything. And obviously this is pretty wet because I watered it before I left. So I had some extra tissue paper within the pot because I haven't repotted it yet, and I didn't want the plant jiggling around and just being unstable. So that's how I basically prepared my plant for travel. The whole experience going through the airport and everything was super chill. Didn't really get any questions about it. Obviously it's super different with where you're going. Like me, I was only going throughout the States. Like I was going from New York back to the West. But if you're flying somewhere from like Hawaii, it might be a little more difficult just because like I know that sometimes they're a little bit strict with what you're bringing back from like islands and whatnot. So just make sure you look up like what the rules and regulations are from where you're traveling and where you're going, so then you don't run into a situation where they sadly take your baby plant. But yeah, I would say going through security was super easy. They didn't question it at all. They didn't even have to check my plant. So I really thought they were gonna like have to at least just like be like, what the heck is that? Let me at least look at it. But I just went straight through security, super easy peasy and nice and smooth.
How'd it go?
You made it. You guys are safe. And yeah, then really the only part that I was a little bit worried about was when I was on the plane and had to put him as like my personal item underneath the seat, just because this plant is a little bit taller. But other than that, that was the only stressful thing I would say that I went through with the whole entire experience. Overall, I will say this guy did super well. He looks really healthy and happy, and I feel like it was a great experience. I definitely want to do it again. I love how this is now my little New York souvenir plant, and I'll always remember how I got it in New York. Super excited about it, and I hope this video was helpful for you guys, and I hope that you're able to go out on your travels now and not be so stressed and bring back home a cute little plant for your home as well. But yeah, that's it for this video. Let me know down below if you want to see more videos or travel tips like this. Love you guys, and see you on the next one. Bye!